Hello, it's Sunday the 15th of October, and in this video I'm going to be looking at the most recent Lotto result, which was draw 2276, and the numbers were 6, 22, 40, 43, 47 and 58. So now that those numbers come out, this is what the chart looks like. But before they came out in the last draw, the chart looks like this. So you can see straight away, number 22, which was the most overdue number, came out. See, since they've increased the number of main numbers to 59, they've only been using these four machines: Merlin, Arthur, Guinevere, Lancelot, and sets of balls 1 to 8. So if you look at the chart for just those four machines and those 8 sets of balls, since draw 2066, up until the most recent draw, that's where the numbers were. 22 was the most overdue. So let's look at where the other numbers were. So those were the winning numbers on that chart, and that's where they are amongst all the other numbers. So if we look at the chart for 22, with just those machines and sets of balls, you can see number 40 was overdue. If you look at where the other numbers were, you can see number 6, first time it's occurred with 22 since the recent change to the number of numbers. So let's narrow it down then to, let's see what machine, Lancelot and set of balls number 5. Now if we look at the chart for set of balls number 5, that's what it looks like, and that's where the winning numbers were on that chart. If we look at the chart for Lancelot and set of balls number 5, you can see half of the numbers haven't occurred yet, and 3 of the numbers that were drawn was amongst those, and the others were just on the chart just there. Now if we look at the entire draw history, and we'll look at set of balls number 5, you can see number 6, most frequent out of all the numbers. So perhaps that's why number 6 came out. And we're just looking at the 4 machines that have been used recently. Let's look at where all the winning numbers were on that chart. That's where they were. See, 22, one of the most overdue as well. Overdue for its frequency. If we look at the chart for Lancelot, and this is the entire draw history again, you can see that's what it looks like. You can see number 6, second most overdue. Let's see where all the winning numbers were then. That's where they were. Now if we look at Lancelot and set of balls number 5, that's where the winning numbers were on that chart, and that's where all the numbers were. Now if we look at the chart for number 6, and we'll look at the entire draw history, That's strange. Oh, all the other numbers are off the chart, so I'm going to have to flip that upside down to make any sense of it. So now you can see that's where all the numbers were. That's where the winning numbers were paired with number 6. If I look at the chart for 22, okay, that's where the numbers were paired with 22. Now the recent trend is Guinevere and Lancelot, and if we look at that chart you can see that 43, second most overdue. That's where the numbers were on that chart. If we narrow it down just to the current trend, which is sets of balls 5 to 8, Guinevere and Lancelot, these are numbers paired with 22, and this is where all the numbers were. Now as you can see, out of the 10 new numbers going with the current trend, 58 was the most overdue for its frequency, because it's the one that's sort of closest to that bottom right corner. Remember, it's upside down, so instead of top right we're looking at closest to the bottom right. So going on the current trend in the entire orchestra, you can see 58 most overdue for its frequency out of those 10 numbers. And if you look at just the recent history, you can see 58 is also the most frequent. So we've got reasons for number 6, most frequent and overdue, number 22, most overdue, number 58, most frequent, and it all depends how you look at it. It depends whether you look at the entire draw history or just the machine that was used, or the set of balls, or just all of them. So if you look at the chart for 58, now you can see 47 overdue. Let's look where all the winning numbers were on that chart. So this is where the numbers were paired with 58. And if we look at the full draw history, it's going to be the same, because obviously 58 has only been added recently. So back to the full draw history, going on the current trend. That's what the chart looks like. And if we look where the winning numbers were, you can see that's where they were. So let's just turn that the other way around and look at all machines and all sets of balls and the full draw history. Now we can see obviously 22 most overdue, and there's number 40, which is sort of the second most overdue for its frequency. So on the chart for number 6, again, that's where the winning numbers were. And chart for 22, that's where they were. And as you can see, number 40, one of the most frequent with 22, looking quite overdue on that chart. Now these are numbers paired with 22 and 6. That's where the winning numbers were. So we've got 40 overdue, 47, kind of second most overdue. And because it's the full history, obviously 58 yet to occur, but because it's the most frequent with Guinevere and Lancelot and the sets of balls 5 to 8, that's probably why out of the 10 that have yet to occur with these two, that's probably why 58 was the first one to occur. So those are just some of the possible reasons why these numbers came out. I wouldn't have gone that far to get these numbers from these charts. All I've been doing is looking at the recent history and going with the current trend. So now that those numbers have occurred, that's what the chart looks like now. If we look at the full draw history, then we need to eliminate the sets of balls that aren't in use at the moment. So going on the full draw history, that's what the chart looks like. Got a 44, most overdue for its frequency, 28 most overdue, also 16 most frequent as well. Got some more outstanding numbers here, 9, 23, 1 and 8. And I noticed that 23, when we look at, I think it's when we look at just the 4 sets of balls and the entire draw history. I'll have to reverse that. Right, when we look at it that way, you can see 23 is the most overdue for its frequency. And when we look at just Guinevere and Lancelot, and those 4 sets of balls, it's still quite overdue for its frequency, but not as much as 44. So those are the outstanding numbers going on the full draw history. So to be honest, I'm going to pick 23. I can't remember why now. I know there were a good reason. Oh, that's the reason. Right, the reason why is because with the 4 machines and the 8 sets of balls that have been used since the number of main numbers went up to 59, 23 has now become by far the most overdue for its frequency, because it's closer to that top left on this chart. Remember, it's reversed horizontally, so that's why I'm picking 23. So based on that, I'm picking 23, and then based on, obviously there's you see sets of balls 1 to 8 and just Guinevere and Lancelot, which are currently in use now, 23 by far the most frequent as well. And so that's why I'm picking 23. But recently they've only been using sets 5, 6, 7 and 8, but I'm still going to pick 23. Also 44, 28 because it's most overdue, and if we look at just the recent history, you can see 16 and 34 seem to be bunched up together, and I think out of those two, I think 16 is the most likely. Now if we're having 23, then 16 as you can see, is most frequent with 23. And if we're having 44, then 16 is more frequent than 34 with 44. However, 34 is more overdue than 16. So, if we have 23 and 44, not enough to go on. So if we look at just the recent history, just the recent history and the current trend, maybe I'll have 16, 23, 44, 28, and I don't know what other number to pick. Maybe 58 again. I don't know. So, anyway, I hope that helps you to pick some winning numbers for the next draw. That concludes this video. Subscribe for the next one, and goodbye for now.